You're welcome. It's actually funny how many words I have encountered since I started researching ADHD and autism that explain things that I always just thought were weird quirks that I had. I mean, my need to be around people to get stuff done, body doubling, my inability to do stuff even when I have all the pieces I need. I always called that my mental roadblocks. It was executive dysfunction. The way that I remember things in really warped time perspective, time dilation. My ability to pick up accents and the urge to repeat things back to people that they said to me that I think are funny, echolalia and parroting. So much of the crap that I thought were just my weird quirks and personality traits that are super unique were actually just different presentations of symptoms or associated features of ADHD and autism. And being able to put words to it has been so helpful. I'm just like, that's not a weird, uncommon thing that I do that no one else understands and thinks I'm crazy for doing. Time to expand the vocabulary.
We take a moment to talk about how mental illness just doesn't fucking exist in the Hispanic community. You're either fucking lazy or you're possessed by the devil. They be saying the craziest fucking stories too, like your uncle was fucking possessed. He used to stab people, he used to bite people, he would talk in tongues, he talked to himself, he heard voices, just to find out that he was fucking schizophrenic. Mama, all he needed was a doctor, maybe some pills, a psychiatrist. But no, you had to give him an exorcism. All you did was throw some fucking water on him and speak in more tongue. Now he's fucked up. Congratulations. What the fuck is wrong?
Man, I have been seeing hella reactionary hand-wringing on Twitter lately about how ADHD is becoming a trend due to self-diagnosis, which is evil. So here's my take on that as a legendary child of the House of ADHD Talk, and as someone who does take this disorder very fucking seriously due to it constantly trying to ruin my life. Here's the thing. ADHD TikTok does not deserve to be treated like anorexia Tumblr, okay? Meaning ADHD is not contagious. Being into the content is not hazardous to anyone's health. I mean, it's bad to take the medication if you don't really need it, but if you're just like down to abuse prescription stimulants illegally, it's probably not the case that you were just like having a normal one until the internet went and made ADHD cool. Anyway, people love to dismiss ADHD content as just a bunch of snowflakes pathologizing normal behavior, as if we ever had a choice in the matter. ADHD is characterized by normal behaviors done to a pathological extent, meaning there is no ADHD symptom you can put in a tweet and have it not essentially describe just being quirky. That's kind of the problem. That's why we've been trying to make all the symptoms really well known. Because I don't know about you, but I'd rather err on the side of normies self-diagnosing than make people who are really struggling feel like shit about themselves for not trying hard enough.
My ass would have stayed in the autism steamroller if I'd known there'd be days like this.
So growing up with both undiagnosed ADHD and autism was a very interesting and isolating experience. And I think to the untrained eye, both disorders almost masked each other because I wasn't quite as disorganized as I might have been if I just had ADHD because I needed structure for my autism. And then I didn't need things to be quite as rigid as if I just had autism because I needed flexibility with my ADHD. And because I've always done well in school and I've been a good student and didn't really cause any disruptions in the classroom, I was never going to be seen as a problem. Just a weird kid. But I didn't have a close friend until high school, and even then I was super depressed and felt so lonely. I remember writing in my diary when I was 16 how I felt separated from everybody by a pane of glass. And I would do well during the school day and then come home and immediately shut down and go nonverbal and have a meltdown, and I never grew out of them. And all the masking that I did in school growing up made my meltdowns worse. I found a lot of comfort in my special interests growing up, but they were like One Direction, so it wasn't obviously a special interest. People just called me a fangirl.
Hi, we just split someone off, and his name is Kevin, and my name is Evan, and I told him our names rhyme, and he told me to shut up, and he immediately left front.
I found out something about my personality that literally made me cry, bitch. Because last night I was looking up the ways that ADHD affects personality for a YouTube video. YouTube channel in my bio, always be plugging. And on Chad's website, they said this. For some people, the trait of being an introvert develops as a defense mechanism after having too many social failures. Bitch, what? And with ADHD, there's something called rejection-sensitive dysphoria, which causes you extreme emotional sensitivity and pain when you perceive rejection. Literally, when I was younger, up until I was 10, I was the most talkative motherfucker ever, and at some point, I just stopped. And it was factors like the bullying I went through, the abuse I was going through at home, and the fact that the teachers just didn't really like me, that gave me my introversion trait. I became an introvert and isolated myself for years because society rejected me. That's fucking sad.
Play with this kaleidoscope I got you at the airport.
What? A kaleidoscope? I'm not 5 shapes and colors.
Do y'all remember that trend on TikTok that was like, darling, it's so hard to be 16 and schizo, you know, like that singing challenge, and a lot of people were doing it. And then there became this like weird debate over whether or not the word schizo was a slur or a derogatory term. And then a bunch of people on TikTok who aren't schizophrenic all came to the conclusion that it wasn't a slur or derogatory term. I don't talk about it online much because I'm kind of embarrassed about it, but 3 years ago I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I go through psychosis every single day. It's a huge part of my life. And I will let you know that the word schizo, spelled like this, is a derogatory term. The word you're thinking of that's not a derogatory term is spelled like this. It's pronounced schizo, used in words like schizotypal personality disorder. It just really bothered me because there were so many fucking people on this app who aren't schizophrenic saying the word schizo like, schizo, like I can say it, it's not a slur. You can't. And you didn't consult a schizophrenic.
In my kitchen sink, I have collapsible camping sinks. Why? I need to wash a pot so I can make lunch, but my sink is full. What will I do? Here's what I do. My sink is no longer full. I can wash this pot now. If you're over there going, oh, just do your dishes. Why aren't you doing your dishes? That's not how it works here. I have worms in my brain. I have worms in my brain. The worms are okay with this. They're not okay with washing the dishes right now. Eventually the worms will let me wash the dishes, but right now they won't.
I think I just realized something. I think maybe part of the reason why I don't know what the fuck to do with compliments is that I'm not used to them being like resolved statements. I'm used to them being just like veiled expectations. Oh, look at this, your room is so clean for a change. You're working so hard, keep it up. Oh, your hair looks good like that. See, doesn't it feel better when your hair looks good? Like, I'm just so used to affirmation being used as a tool to train me that when a compliment is just like standalone appreciation, my brain is just trying to like autofill the pressure. Hey, the thing that you made is good. Oh god, I don't have time to make more good thing. You don't have to. It's good. I'm aware that it could be better though. I mean, probably, but like, it's good. But is it good enough? Yes. I don't understand. I am not communicating an expectation. I just appreciate the thing. But you'll be disappointed if I don't do it more. No.
So I don't like most people, right? I would just rather hang out with myself than hang out with other people. And my dad was just pointing out that he likes to hang out with me. And I was saying, yeah, me too. I also like to hang out with me. And then I went, hang on, I also like to hang out with my dad. Because when I hang out with my dad, I get to hang out with me and my dad. And then I've realized that there are some people who, when I hang out with them, I don't get to hang out with me too. I only hang out with them. And I've just realized why burnout occurs.
Okay, go queen.
Hey guys, welcome back to...
Yes.
Yes. Unboxing skills.
Ew.
Oh.
What is that?
Snow. These are magnetic.
It looks like tape, but yes, let's show them. Wow. Is that seriously all it does?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, tell everybody what we have here.
This is a pineapple poppet. A dimple.
So it's basically the same thing, just bigger circles.
Just wait and see.
It's kind of lit. The grand finale. Oh, is that just the same thing?
No.
Oh my god.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, you're really important to me, and I just wanted to tell you that. Thanks, that's really sweet. You're a squid. What? We are two squids. At the bottom of the ocean.
In light of the series I've made where I discuss the various ways autistic children are onered, othered, and dehumanized, I've noticed a variety of comments pointing out that these actions are the reason they didn't feel human for a long time. And this is such a unique phenomenon that's so difficult to explain to people that haven't experienced it, but I'm going to try. Routinely being denied my personhood during my most formative years led to me feeling disconnected from humanity as a whole for an extremely long time. I was, and still am to some degree, deeply afraid of people because I was always acutely aware of the horrors that good people were capable of. Because my victimizers were never a few bad apples, they were the entire bushel. I used to automatically regard acts of kindness with suspicion because I so deeply associated them with trickery. The idea of inherent goodness seemed ridiculous because to me goodness was always the exception, not the norm. It's difficult to relate to humanity when no one's ever shown you it.
The original got taken down, so I'm remaking this. So I am autistic, and I've discovered something about myself that holds true to other autistic people I know. And that is, when we're making out with people, our minds tend to wander. Like, I could just be making out with someone, but I'm not thinking about making out. I'm thinking about anything else. Once I was making out with this guy, and he asked me what I was thinking about, and I just said ramps. I was making out with this other autistic guy, and he asked me what I was thinking about, and I said Transformers. I don't even like Transformers. Another time it was triangles for some reason. Once I was making out with my partner, and they're like, what are you thinking about? I was like, oh man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Another time I was making out with my wife, who was also autistic. I asked what she was thinking about, and she said, oh, the drag queen we just watched.
When neurotypicals say, look me in the eyes, I can tell you're not listening to me when you don't look me in the eyes.
Okay, sorry for wet hair, but I was just talking about this the other day with other people, and like, I've gotten so frustrated when people say, look at my eyes when I'm talking to you, because I can tell you're not listening, because like, if I were to look at your eyes, I would not be listening to you anyway, because I would be looking at your eyes. All my brain power is going to that, and your eyes are too damn loud.
Welcome back to Actually Helpful Depression Tips, Part 2. As a disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. I've just spent my entire life being a sad sack of shit. Today's tip: your environment can and should adapt to you. Trying to change the narrative of I should be doing more with I need to conserve my energy so that I can do more. Let me show you a couple of examples from my own life whenever my symptoms were really bad. Put a chair or stool in the kitchen. If you find there's a place where trash collects, that means it's time for a trash can in that spot. I put my toothbrush in the shower so I could kill two birds with one stone. When it comes to your routine, find the laziest way to do everything. It doesn't make you a failure, it makes you a survivor.
So this may come as a shock to some of you fellow neurodivergents, but I was talking to a neurotypical friend. I know I have a neurotypical friend, and they informed me that a valid means of communication among friends or partners or whatever is not just making weird noises at each other. And I was like, what do you mean? I've been doing this with my friends my whole life. Granted, my friends are all autistic and a lot of them have ADHD too. But I was just like, what do you mean? You don't sit with your friends and be like, eh, and expect them to just respond with like, eh. So apparently, that's not a quote-unquote normal person thing. And I am pleased to be announcing that I don't give a fuck.
If an autistic person says, I don't understand what you're upset about, or I don't know what the problem is, you should just tell them. I guarantee it works better than saying, you know what you've done.
Rapid fire, because there's a lot. Here are some things that made me realize, oh, this is more than ADHD going on and I should pursue an autism evaluation. One of my best friends with ADHD told me that she blanks out whenever she has anything to say in class and kind of just impulsively spouts whatever comes into her head. I have never done that because I rehearse pretty much everything in my head before I say it out loud, and I have to rehearse it to get the right tone to use for the proper social situation. So because I have ADHD, I do get bored easily and crave spontaneity, but I have to be the one to be spontaneous. I need routine or I will completely fall apart, and if something or someone messes up my schedule and my plan in my head, I will lose it. All my friends who have ADHD but not autism seem to be much more go with the flow. I crave sameness in a way that I think a lot of people with just ADHD don't. Like, I will eat the same thing for breakfast for months straight, and I will wear the same pair of shoes for an entire year. I have done that before. From my understanding, ADHD sensory issues tend to be more infrequent, and they deal with distractibility or being unable to regulate stimuli. Mine are always there, super consistent, and it feels like my skin is crawling, and my brain is...
So the whole left brain, right brain thing has been entirely debunked. It's not real. You know what is real? ADHD and autism. Go listen to Bo Burnham's song again.
So I already knew that the gender bias in the autism diagnostic process was bad, but I have to read this article for a science class, and oh my god, it's really bad, like really bad. It has more than doubled since 2001, and now affecting 1 in 42 boys and 1 in 189 girls. Girls seem to have something protective in their genetics that makes them less likely to develop autism. For instance, in one influential study, a mother who did not have autism nevertheless had a history of social isolation and repetitive behaviors. She had 2 sons who were diagnosed with ASD. It's not even that old. It was last updated in 2015.
Whatever you get with, you need a verbal consent that is clear.
As a trans person, I have wanted to change my name for years and have been trying to figure out what in the world to change it to. As an autistic person, all names feel overly familiar and overly intimate, and I hate being referred to by my name and hate referring to other people by their names. So anytime I have chosen a name that, piques my interest in the slightest, my interest in it immediately dissolves the moment I ask other people to call me by that. And I'm just like, where do I go from here? Do I just accept that any name I ever choose I'll feel detached from, and that comfort will not necessarily be the greatest indicator of a name that I want to use for myself, and I should just choose one based upon how other people perceive me, or that is somewhat tolerable? Do I just hope in vain that somehow the usage of names just goes out of practice? I'm not really quite sure.
Such a chill guy. How do you have ADHD? Okay. You're supposed to be like hyperactive. No, my environment forced me to internalize all my hyperactivity and mask all my symptoms to make society more comfortable. Just stop masking. I appreciate that, but the mask is ingrained in my brain. It's second nature. It's gonna be a lot harder to rip off than you'd think. And actually, sometimes I lose sight of who I actually am. You're not a sociopath? Nope, just ADHD.
I cannot get over that I spent so much of my life thinking that I had phenomenal social skills, because it's just so blatantly not true. This is gonna sound really stupid, and I know it, and in my mind it's a joke, and it started as a joke, but bro, I don't think it's a joke anymore. I bark at people, and not like a middle school hallway, like where someone hisses at you type beat. I like bark to communicate my needs to people, and they bark back. And I know what it means. And this is just like, I think I have normal social skills because the people around me, one, know how to handle me, and they indulge me in it, which is I'm glad for, because I'm a nightmare. But like, I'll walk into my roommate's room, and you know how dogs do that thing before they bark, where they like, because they need attention, right? I'll like lay my head on her bed and I'll go, and she'll go, oh, roo, roo, roo. Does someone need to go for a walk? Do we need to go for a walk? And I'll be like, yes, please. And she'll be like, do you need to throw a ball? And I'll be like, yeah, dog need to throw a ball. And I say things like that. Or if I'm mad, I'll go, oh, roo, roo, roo. And someone will come in and go, oh, roo, 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 roo. And I'll be like, yeah, you tell them, you get it. And that's how.
Play with this kaleidoscope I got you at the airport.
What? A kaleidoscope? I'm not 5. Shapes and colors.
I'm really starting to, sorry, I'm snotty because I'm upset. I'm really starting to understand why a lot of people go undiagnosed and why a lot of people self-diagnose now, and here is why. I mentioned to my therapist that I've been exhibiting like a lot of symptoms of BPD, and like I just wanted resources, to potentially go get tested. This was months ago. She gave me a few names, I asked her questions, and she never responded to me. Like, never. I even asked to make a new appointment, never responded. And the diagnosis itself without insurance is like probably $2,000 to $5,000. So obviously not everyone can afford that, especially not me. Like, my mom doesn't have a job right now. I'm saving up money for college, so there's no way. So, like, I get it now. I get it. And I'm sorry to anyone that I ever, like, said stop self-diagnosing to, because it's so unachievable. And there's so much stigma. I'm sorry.
I just want to show you something very quickly. So that was me when I was 15, so 6 years ago now, right? And these are the ones that I got done today for my passport. Like, a whole lot of life happened in that 6 years, but like, I just look happy, dude. I don't do sap on here. It gets better. It just does. Like, I'm like smiling and everything. Is this allowed on a passport?
Autistic cultures! I'm gonna take you through them. First one is wearing headphones indoors. It doesn't matter whether you're at a wedding, a christening, a funeral, any convention, you're wearing headphones. It's not that we're antisocial, it just helps us function, alright? Loud noises are bad. Unless it's music, then it's fine. Being memorised by animals. Can you blame me? Comfy shirts and sweatpants. Always. I doodle as a stim so I can properly function and express myself. It's great. My mum calls me out for this one, but I like to eat plain spaghetti. I don't know why, it's just nice, alright? Happy hand! I prefer to wear old shoes because, you know, new ones are painful. Touching all of the things because they look like they might actually be interesting. Also playing the song 135 times in a row.